My name is Charlene Button. My mother was Ruth Schaefer. On her paternal side, her father was German, and on her maternal side, my grandmother, Irene Dardine Schaefer, was Quapaw and French. And subsequently, through the generations and following through all the way through her paternal and maternal side, they were of Quapaw and French.
Well, my mother, she was pretty religious, you know. Her mother was pretty religious. She grew up in a church school, you know, down in Andarko. It was Presbyterian. Oh, it was an orphanage and boarding school.
Grandma was, she was in line for chief, and they asked her to be chief since there wasn't anybody else left. And it was on record then, they looked to her as the chief, but she didn't want to be chief at that time because she was still in Skytube. And she asked John Quapaw to be chief. So John said, I can't be chief, and his family said they can't be chief if you're not a hereditary chief. You can only act as a chairman or however. And so that's what he did.
Idaho Falls was a pit stop. Mom had me, and they had to stay there for a couple weeks. Steve and I, once we got married, we went back one time. After 40-some years, I finally got to see where I was born. Bought me a little doll in an antique shop, and I've never been back since. So, but yes, we moved around a lot when I was very young. My dad did construction, so we literally moved all over Arkansas.
We went to Wichita to dances. Mom and Dad, they made us dance. We went to Ed Mack's powwow. We went to Lakeview powwow, Tulsa powwow. We went all over. We went to other dances, you know, just different places. We were either playing outside with horses or sitting there fixing outfits. I remember all of us deciding we were going to run away in the middle of the night. But like about a week later, Mama said, I don't know how you guys thought you were going to sneak off with 4 horses clip-clopping down the cement.
Well, my grandmother, Anna Beaver Hallam, was wealthy because of the mines. The family together had 5 mines, I think, going at once. Most of ours were over in the Cardin area.
But they put them out on the prairie where it was desolate and nothing grew. It was good grazing land. However, the rest of them, most of them, were close to the river. But it's like later on, I was told by one of the attorneys that it's really a good thing they put them on that desolate land because they were sitting on many rich minerals.
We didn't share my grandmother's wealth. She had control over that, and probably at one point in time was probably one of the wealthiest women in the world back in the 20s, because that was the Depression.
You know, as a young child, my mom and grandmother, you know, they made us girls sit down. They made us do hand stitching, you know, sewing by hand, as far back as I can remember.
But they didn't really have to worry about anything because both Mama and Daddy got checks from the mines. So they were able to, you know, they lived comfortably.
We moved when I was young, but my dad worked in mine some, here. Now, I think, most of them ran, a lot of them did, off and on. I was small. Probably memories, probably about 5, probably, doing fancy dancing on feathers.
Then, of course, the arena was sort of like it is. Of course, it wasn't as nice as it is now, and it hadn't been worked on, but the natural amphitheater part was there. And then later on, the powwow committee built, of course, everybody had their own outhouse, and there was camps along the creek and out wherever one went, up the road, up the side of the road and stuff. There were no, for a long time, there was no stationary buildings.
Grandma Supernall put on the foot races, and she was quite a runner, as you probably saw on the website. She could outbeat, what'd she say, I could beat me and all the boys too at school.
I remember she had big old Crocs full of Kool-Aid and tea, things like that. We ate dinner, ate supper, whoever came ate, and then she'd load us all up and take us to 5 Mile.
5 Mile was so fun for us, That 1 week a year when we come down here for that, well, we came down other times and went to 5 Mile as well, but that was part of the big treat, being able to swim all day and play in the water. It was so fun, and I always associated 5 Mile with the powwow growing up, always.
I was thinking about those grounds down there. Those grounds has been there, I guess during the 30s when they built that, during the Depression era, WPA, I think it was.
And when I'd wake up in the mornings at powwows, I could hear ladies laughing and people laughing and kids, and you could hear the pots clanging because they had to bring their own pots and things to put it in. And you could hear them just visiting and laughing and the pots clicking and everything while they were standing in line to get their rations. So that's a really good memory that has lasted forever.
Growing up, going to powwow, we went to Quapaw powwow. We were able to make friends.
You'd wake up and you'd smell that smoke, and you'd hear those morning dances finishing up, and then we always ate at the Bears food camp. They always had somebody that did the cooking, and they fed you breakfast, lunch, and supper no matter what time you came over there. That's why I remember it.
I remember so well, Flossie, Hardine, and I. We enjoyed the cultural committee so much. We had so much fun.
Flossie was one of a kind. And I remember the thing with Flossie, once she put her mind to something, she didn't really ask you anything. She just told you. And you just do. If she told you to do something, you did it.
Each family knows their own story, so there's so many variances in the stories, and over the years they begin to change. And that's not saying they're wrong, that's saying they're doing what their family believes is right.
Different things have changed, and it's good. You know, I've always been told, and then ingenuity, you learn to adapt, you learn to change, but you don't forget what was taught to you.
Let's go, everybody.
Gonna get the little box and
into order. Before we go into open forum, we would like to have Melanie Shawnee come up here and she has a presentation on behalf of the Quapaw Powwow. She was the chair this year. She did an amazing job, and so did her crew. Yeah, she's gathered her stuff. Want to do a wrap up after Melanie? I guess I could have done it before she got up there, but all right, all right.
Hoay. I'm Melanie Shawnee, and I was honored to continue my husband's wishes with the powwow this year. And I want to thank the business committee for allowing me to do that and to trust me to do that, because it is a big responsibility. I want to thank everyone who came out for his wake and his funeral. I was overwhelmed with all of the support. I was absent quite a bit from down here when we had his wake and funeral due to health reasons, but I did see the crowd, and I just appreciate everybody for your support and love. That's what's helped get us through this time. So for the 151st powwow, I wanted to honor some of our elders. And I knew that William Sheridan Hyatt, he was a very good friend of my dad's. And Alberta Red Eagle was a very good friend of my dad's. My dad was Jess McKibben. He was chairman for many years and was on the business committee, worked with Lloyd and several others. But anyway, I thought of his classmates and how Daddy would be, how old Daddy would be if he was still here. So it's with much respect and admiration that the 151st Quapaw Powwow Committee recognizes and honors the oldest elders of the Quapaw Nation. So I decided to recognize 90-year-olds and up. And Alberta, I understand, lives in, Linda, is it California? But her son is here? Yes. Sacramento. Okay. I don't know if you remember my dad and she were good buddies as children growing up. And so, let's see. I would put this on your mother if she were here. So if you will, come on up. And on behalf of our committee, we honor your mother. And send our love to her. Oh, wow. She'll be 97 in December, he said. Oh. They'll have to split the blanket. Now, is anyone here for William Sheridan Hyatt's family? I know Michael was here one of the first nights of the dance. I saw him dancing, and it was questionable whether his dad would make it or not. He's still getting around. Is anyone here from the Hyatt family? Okay, we'll make a special trip to see him. The next one is a dear friend, and I was so happy with her contributions to the Spiva art exhibit, and that is, she was our oldest artist, living artist that contributed to our event, and that is Charlene Button. Charlene, I'd like to honor you. She's 94. And she gets the pink one. I'll repeat that when she comes back. Now, the next two, I kind of thought that I knew them, and sure enough, I did once I made some phone calls. The Ray family was always so supportive of my dad back in the 70s, and it's really neat to know that Faye Nell Plummer, who's 94, and John Alfred Ray, who's 90, are brother and sister, and they're both still living. And so I wanted to honor them, but I know Faye was unable to be here, and John was unable to be here. Carrie, do you want to come up, you and your son, please, and accept these on behalf of your aunt and uncle? Carrie sent the names to me from enrollment and didn't tell me they were her aunt and uncle, and I pieced it together and figured out that they were relatives. Okay, so Charlene, I just wanted to say how thankful we were to have you as our oldest artist that contributed to the Spiva Museum exhibit. It was such an honor to get to come by and visit with you and pick up your artwork, and it meant so much to us. I appreciate you so dearly. I'm sorry. When we lost my dad, Charlene and her husband were one of the first couples to come, Quapaw couples, and they came in with food to the house, and Anna and I had to leave to go make funeral plans, but I'll never forget that. It touched me dearly. And so we want to honor you with this blanket. We love you. And that's all the time I want to take, but I want to thank all of our elders for all the contributions they made to our tribe. They've been here before we were such a large tribe now, back when we were maybe 1,000, 1,200 when I was a little girl. And our tribe has grown and grown, but they've stuck with us and seen us through rough times, and it's just been a blessing knowing them and honoring them. Thank you all.
Thank you, Melanie. Can we please give Melanie and her powwow committee a big hand of applause for this amazing powwow we had this year? Thank you, Melanie. Thank you, crew. Let's get through some of these baskets real quick, and we'll go straight to open forum. All right, everybody get your tickets out. The next basket number is 155-6109. 155-6109. This is from the Title VI, and it's a camping basket. All right, last call for 155-6109. Okay. Next number is 155-6381. 155-6381. Hey, we got a winner. Congratulations. You've got a a camping basket from the Title VI back by the fireplace. Let's do one more real quick. The next basket is from Tippo, and it is an overall cultural themed basket. And that number is 155-6383. 155-6383. Winner! All right, congratulations for the cultural basket from the Tippo department. Okay, moving on into the agenda, now we have open forum. If you would like to speak, you can come up here to the podium. Or if you're unable to, we might be able to assist you with the microphone in your seat.
Hello. My name's John Berry, and first off, I want to really thank the Shawnee family and Melanie's family so much for their dedication to the culture of the tribe. So thank you, Melanie, for doing such a great job. I also want to just thank everyone here for 20 awesome years that together the General Council built an amazing tribal nation economic power. You know, people need to remember, this concept was J.R. Matthews' idea. I mean, there's so many people in this room that have put their blood, sweat, and tears into all of our assets and all of our things that we do. And I'm so proud to be a Quapaw. I thank everyone on the business committee. It's a very tough job. My only question is, I don't think we need attorneys on the dais. Can't they sit to the side, or do I need to sign a waiver to speak? But anyway, I just want to thank everybody, every family, every person, all the cultural activity, things that the Supernaws are doing and Betty's doing, Gadke. I just want to thank everybody for 20 awesome years, and I just hope that a new business committee will protect our sovereignty, answer phone calls and return phone calls, and let the General Council back in at having a voice in how this thing is going to be run. I love the people of the tribe. We have great candidates. I mean, some of them have been here a long time and know a lot about how things have been before things changed. But I also want to thank Chairman Byrd and Vice Chairman Barker for doing a fantastic refinance on our debt. We need to get back to unity and friendship and kindness. And if there's anybody in here that I've disrespected or caused a problem for you, I apologize. But I love y'all, and thank you for 20 years of fun and great times with all of us. The Quapaw Nation General Council is the governing body of the Quapaw Nation. And you need to check out Section 8 of the governing resolution. There are people up there that gave away $39 million of your money, but they won't tell us how or why. Anyway, have a good day. Happy 4th.
Thank you, Mr. Berry. Do we have anybody else? Is there anybody else for open forum?
I'm back, guys. Hope you're ready. Now, a few years I've been trying to get these people to explain some laws to you. You want to know why they can't? Because these are all our laws. Every month, every time they pass a resolution, that is a Quapaw law. I'm pretty sure most of you took a government class or something. Now, we're Quapaws first. We were forced to be Americans. We were forced. Say it with me. Forced. That was not a chosen life for our people. Now, all these laws from the last 1960, whenever the governing resolution was written, okay? All these are laws, except for the first few months of this year. I did not put those in there. But you get the gist, right? You understand where I'm going with this? You know why they half-truth and spread what they only want you to know is because they're doing the same thing that the federal government does to the American people. They're what? They're pining you against one another for a vote, for a paycheck. That is something that has disturbed me for years because they always speak about all these lavish things that we have. They speak about all this money that we have, but we have tribal members who are homeless. We have tribal members who have given up on life in general. They've lost hope because we were a community. We were a people for one another. It didn't matter who your family was because in essence, we were all related. We are one people. I don't know how much more explanation I can give you when it comes to the manipulation that goes on, and my people have been manipulated. My people have been thought of as ignorant because they're not involved. They don't come around. They don't show up. Well, we know why you don't we? Because of the foolery, because of the childish behavior. And what is it, the childish behavior? It's this crap that's been going on the last year and a half. Our business committee, they have acted this way and continue to act this way because they feel like they don't have to be held accountable because you guys don't want to show up. But you guys don't want to show up because of what? The childish behavior. We're not teenagers. We're not little kids. These are humans, human beings with lives. We are supposed to be honoring each other, supporting one another. Why is there so much drug addiction? Why is there so many alcoholism? Why is there so many problems in families? Because they can't heal. They can't heal right because you have people still doing the same foolery that was done to our ancestors and is continuing now. In this day and age, our people are still being manipulated, except now it's not just the federal government, it's our own leadership. You want change. The change is all of you voting for the right people. Not just because somebody said, well, I don't like them for this reason, or I don't like, stop that. You're grown. You have minds, you have brains. I know my people are talented in every facet, every single way. I know they are. we wouldn't still be here. But I know where the hope gets lost. I know what happens. Because I've been there. I struggle in my own family. I know what that's like. I know what it's like to see my kids fight one another. That bothers me. You let somebody else pick on you, but you don't do nothing to them, but you won't stand up for one another. You won't be good to one another. I see it in my children. I see it in my people. We're better than that. At 14, went to Flandreau Indian School in Flandreau, South Dakota. And I'm going to tell you something. I was so happy to be around my own kind, my own people. That's what I thought I was going to be around. Instead, I was talked down to. They tried to bully me because my skin wasn't dark enough and my eyes were lighter than theirs. But you know what's funny? They like to wear contacts. Looky here. I always wanted brown eyes because I thought that meant that I was more than what I am. But I got Quapaw blood flowing through me. I come from some keen people, strong people. They survived. They went through a lot. My own family has gone through a lot. And my Quapaw people are going through a lot. I love every single one of you. Every single one of you, and I don't know a lot of your names. I don't know your families, but I love you. I love you with the conviction and the passion that we're supposed to have for one another, right or wrong, good or bad. I love every single one of you, and I want better for you. Not because I want somebody to praise me. I don't need that. I want our people healed so that we can be a great nation. We can be a great nation that helps lead other great nations to be great. Right now, our Indian people are under attack because of the governor of Oklahoma. And most of you probably don't even know that. You don't know that what he's trying to do to not just Oklahoma Indians is going to cause a domino effect for every other tribal nation in the country. And when that happens, let me tell you what. I'm going to be a warrior. I'm going to be a fighter. I'm going to stand and I will die for my people to always be free, to be who they are. This country has always been backwards when it comes to taking care of our own people. They send money other places. They take care of everybody else, but they don't take care of their people. It's not just in Indian communities. It's outside of our Indian life. It's the American way. Struggle. Work hard. Be educated. Educated what? Educated so you be a good worker. A good busy bee. Don't ask questions. All of you should have questions for your business committee members. All of you should be asking, why are so many of our people suffering? And I don't care where you live. I don't care if you live across the world. Don't care. I don't. You're Quapaw. Your life, the life of your next generations, those are important. We need our people to survive. But right now, what we got, we're not gonna be Quapaw. We can say we're Quapaw, but according to the United States of America, we won't be Quapaw. You understand? You're gonna be an American. I am Quapaw and Shawnee, and I will live, die Quapaw and Shawnee. There ain't no government in this country, in this world, that will ever take that from me, because I have that fighting spirit for not just myself, not just my family, not just my children, but for every single one of you. Like I said, I don't need a title. My name was given to me a long time ago. And what Hunko means is leader. That was given to me. And I tried very hard to not be a leader, but I know how to serve others. I know how to show up. I show up to honor my people. I don't show up for likes. I don't show up for votes. I don't go get dressed in Quapaw attire to show up because I'm running for something. I'm here. Every time I'm listening. I listen to our tribal employees out at the administration building. All of them. I can walk into this casino, I can walk into Quapaw Casino, and the first thing I'm going to be straight up, every employee is going to come speak to me. Because they know I'm always fighting for my people. Always. I stand up for you. I'm going to speak out for you. I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to mourn with you. And I'm going to celebrate with you. Because your achievements mean that we are going somewhere in this life. Our people are making something for themselves, for our people. Because we're not just some ignorant Indians. But that's what our business committee would have you all believe, is that you're not smart enough to know what's going on or understand what's going on. And let me help you out. I've watched them repeatedly. Remember, I like to show up to the BC meetings every month, save one this year. I refuse to go. But I love you all. And I'm trying to get your attention for one fact. Your life matters. I know it does. You know it does. But they don't care because they get paid. They get paid good. If they cared, they would be taking care of their people. Then they should do better. Yes, ma'am, that is correct. You are absolutely right. Our people still need to show up. They need to be accounted for. They need to. That's how you hold them accountable, is being accountable for yourself. And the only way to do that is take ownership. Own what you say. Own what you do. I'm not a nice person. You've heard me a few times. But I'm saying what I'm saying because I've seen it. I don't like watching my people suffer. I know this ain't a perfect world. But there is work to be done amongst us that we could do better. We can complain all day long about them. But until we start owning that, showing up, being there, voting. I know probably a lot of you probably voted in the state elections and for president and all that, but you don't even vote here, where it matters, where your voice really matters and it counts. That is the problem. It's because they're getting away using the governing resolution to write out resolutions, which are what? Laws. Those are laws. I'm also a mother of 5 children. And sometimes when you're a mom and your children won't get along long enough to understand what you're trying to say to them and get a point across to them, sometimes you go about it a different way. but I got your attention. You're right. You're right. You're right. But I'm not calling you a child. I'm telling you that you are important. You are so much more. You are. Is I'm saying it wrong? Am I saying everything wrong to you? Do I not have the words correctly? That's all I'm asking. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to her. I'm not. I'm asking you for a reason, because if I am, or if I'm hurting you, that's what I'm asking, because I want to know what I'm doing wrong.
Time.
Point of order. Can we please finish this open forum comment so we can move on? Thank you. Thank you.
Vice Chairman, that was a campaign speech, and every other candidate needs the time that she had. I'm not against you, Abby. This isn't
point of order. It's over with.
I'm just want the fairness of every campaign or every
Okay. Point of order.
Make a motion. Have it for 5 minutes. I was walking away. Of 5 minutes.
We've got a motion to make open forum 5 minutes. Do we have it? We got a second? Give me a name. Everybody, so did I need a name? Somebody give me a name. Throw me a name. Patrick Four. Second by him. Any discussion? Any discussion? With no discussion, I'm going to go ahead and call for the question, and I'm going to ask for a voice vote on this one. All those in favor for a 5-minute time limit on open forum, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say no. Any abstentions? That motion carries. We have a 5-minute time limit. Is there anybody else who would like to come up for open forum? Yes, you have the floor. Please state your name for the record.
My name is Dawn Ike, and I was wondering, when we're all here with the voting, I'm not from here, I'm from out of town. And a lot of times when I get the form from the mail, I get it on a Tuesday, and the voting has to be done by Friday. So I'm suggesting, like right now, would be a perfect time for you guys to vote on chairman. We're all here.
Right,
and
but
I understand that, you know, you have
a lot of people would like that, but our governing resolution does not allow for that. In order to change that, we would have to change the amendment to our governing resolution, which is our election ordinance of 2004, in order to take the vote back. We do have some amendments right now for our Constitution to get changes like that made. It is very possible to get voting brought back to General Council, very possible. The people just have to vote on it, just like they did the election ordinance. But today, in open forum now to make that change, it would be changing our governing resolution, and we can't do that today. So it would be improper doing it in this setting, but there are processes put into place that will allow you to achieve that type of outcome, as far as you can have a special general counsel to address it. You can do a ballot petition. There's, you know, but that would be the route to take. But today's not the day that we can do it in this setting. So thank you.
Ganage.
Do we have anybody else who would like to speak in open forum? Miss Betty.
Most of you know me, most of you don't, some of you don't. I'm Francis Hawk, Minnie Francis.
Okay. I don't know where we're at. Oh, okay, sorry. Betty, please wait.
Here I
Minnie
am.
Francis has spoke up for a
You
minute.
can't
I'm sorry,
miss me.
please.
All right, maybe that was a campaign speech, maybe it wasn't. But you know what? I was raised, general counsel is a place to speak your mind. It was her mother's place. It was her elder's place to calm her down. We don't go by some certain rules. But 4 years ago, I stood in front of you, and I talked to our elders, and I told you, you should talk to your children. Shame on you. You should be training them. You should be teaching them what little you know. Today, I'm here to talk to you younger ones. You need to, if you don't have an elder or older person or someone to guide you, or you don't want to go to someone and ask, then you need to start learning on your own. I sat here and watched. And you know what? Those people sitting up there are running this meeting. When we got in line for the food, it looked like a line out of a food shelter. My grandson asked me permission to go and ask someone to give an elder a place in line. Made me feel good for the way I have raised him and his mother's raised him. Each of you need to instill that in your own children. Respect. I hear this word elder tossed about. You know what? Getting old does not make you an elder. It just makes you old. You younger ones, you're gonna be there someday. Maybe you don't have an elder who knows what they're talking about. Maybe you have an elder who does know what they're talking about. But either way, listen to them if you want. But you know what? Learn on your own. Make that effort, because you have children coming after you. They need to have something. Get what you can now and pass it on to them. I have been really upset with our tribe. 4 years ago, when we had our election, we had 2 young men and another one that were come in. We didn't give them a chance because we didn't listen. They didn't listen to us. They didn't have time. They were busy trying to unravel our problems and help us. You know what they did? Short time, but they weren't given a chance. Our shame to our tribe was when we let other people, other tribes, see our dirty laundry, know what was going on in our tribe. Shameful that we held a farce of a trial for one of our sitting members. Shameful that we put our chief out because he held on to his cultural beliefs. Okay, we all have children. If I had my firstborn, you darn bet you I'd take time off to go and be with him. That was my firstborn, that young man did. His other tribes, he honored those cultural. What's wrong with that? All right, maybe he didn't attend every meeting, but you know what? Some of those that was on that committee, they didn't attend either. They would come by this newfangled thing over Facebook, internet, Zoom, or whatever, the Sam Hill you want to call it. But you know what? Our tribe, we shamed ourselves. We shamed ourselves by what we did because we had leaders who could have helped us. And we didn't give them a chance because of our own pettiness. You young ones need to take a lesson from this. You need to leave better for your children. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not my place. And I'm not considering myself an elder, but I'm considering myself the oldest in my family. And for my family, I'm speaking out. I teach my children what I think they should know and what I want them to know and what I can find to teach them. Maybe as a young girl, I didn't listen to everything. I lost, just like a lot of you lost, because you were never taught. I don't want that. I apologize if I offended any of you, but you know what? General counsel is where you speak your mind, and that's my mind. So each of you need to stop and take stock of how you're living. I hear some of these candidates, they talk about
1 minute.
Good things. Listen at them. Vote. Vote with your heart.
Thank you, Minnie. Miss Betty?
Okay. I needed that extra time anyway to calm down. You know, sometimes when I get so mad, I break down in tears, or I go the complete opposite way, lose control. I try not to do that very often, but you know, this isn't what I'm up here to talk about. I want to talk about something else, but when John Barrett has the kahunas to stand up in front of our people after freaking stealing the hell out of us. And excuse my language, but that's where I'm at. Not only that, I am so highly offended that you would even let my name cross your lips. I served 4 years with you. You kept me in the dark like under a mushroom. You stole from us. I thought I was serving my people that 4 years. Now I feel like it was all down the drain. And again, that's not why I'm up here, but I'll dare you come up here and thank us for your 20 years when you've probably been stealing from us for 18 of that 20. And I'm not going to forgive you. And until you serve your time in jail for what you did, because we have to send a message that you can't serve up here on this committee and steal from us. Okay. I'm shaking because I'm trying to calm down. So I'm going to leave it at that, John Barry. I hope the hell you spend time in prison. I'm not even going to answer. So here's what I really am interested in coming up here. And by the way, before I go on for that subject, let me remind you, John Barry tried to sabotage my pottery program because that's something I really believe in. And when I chose not to run a third term, when I realized that I wasn't doing anybody any good, and I live 2.5 hours from here and I'm on the highway, I'm a trucker, proud of it. But I'll dare him. Because he gets up here and thanks us for our culture and thanks us for our contributions. When he tried to sabotage it out of being mad because I quit being a yes man to him. All right, I'm moving on. So what I really want to talk about, something really important. So last year at General Council, Anna McKibben made a motion to put an age limit on our Quapaw princesses. And also an age limit and a time limit. And I would like to rescind that and go back to the way it was before so that all of our people have an opportunity, to serve us in their capacity, whatever it is, without outgrowing that. Because you don't outgrow the love for your people. You carry it with you for your entire life. So I would like to make a motion to rescind, undo, what's the proper term? To rescind?
Well, the actual motion made last year was twofold. It stated, made a motion to have a junior tribal princess from 18 to 13 years of age, and to change our tribal princess from 14 to 18 years of age with the 2-year term limits for both. That was the entire motion.
My motion would be to lift the age limit and the term limit so that those that represent us well, that they still have the opportunity to do that.
Election committee, can we get that motion typed up there? And do we have a second for this? We have a second. Your name, please? Georgia Brooks. We've got a second by Georgia Brooks. We're going to let them get that up on the screen before we move into discussion on this, just so everybody can read how it was said.
So may I step down?
I'm sorry?
May I step down?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Unless you want to talk on it again here in a minute. But. The election committee's going to put it up on the screen. We'll go to rescind the age limit and term limit Where's Betty at?
eloquent person.
We're looking for the exact wording one more time. I'm sorry, just to make sure exactly what we're working with. To rescind the age and the term limits for both positions, or just the tribal? Just the tribal princess, not the junior. Okay. So there is a motion to rescind the age and term limits for the tribal princess. Let's address that one next. Let's go with this motion right here, and it has been seconded. So now we're going to move into discussion. So now let's discuss it, and we can discuss the term limits here and, back out of the motion and fix it, or we can make another motion afterwards. But right now the motion is to rescind the age limit and term limits for the tribal princess.
Okay, I would like to discuss it because as I was raised, you should be a virgin. If you're going to be a tribal princess or powwow princess, you should be a virgin that doesn't smoke and doesn't drink. In our society at age 21, you can drink and smoke at a younger age. And so I don't feel like it's very appropriate to have tribal princesses much older than 21, because once they reach college age, or even 20, because once they reach college age, there's greater opportunities out there as well, and they use this as a stepping stone to move up to their NASA Club Princess or any other type of state, Miss Indian Oklahoma, Miss Indian World, and formerly Miss Indian USA. So to have a perpetual tribal princess, I think back when Lakin, Mallory, when they ran and kept getting voted in, I didn't want that for my daughter, but at that time, there weren't girls that were dancing and wanting to run. I'd like to see more of our girls step up, and we do have that now. We have more children that are wanting to run, and I'd like to see that. And it's nothing against my own daughter or Lakin. Those are my two beautiful princesses always, but I do think that there should be a limit, speaking from a mother's point of view.
Thank you, Melanie. Anybody else have a discussion about the motion regarding the princess age and terms? Any other discussion? Okay, so if there's no further discussion.
There is.
Oh.
Just real quick.
Where are we at?
I think, over here.
Oh, okay, hi.
I think the reason on the age limit was that going way back, we had some of the elder ladies in the tribe as acting princesses. I remember Flossie Matthews being the princess, Quapaw tribal princess, held her title very proudly, went around visiting to all different, places. What I would like to see is maybe not do that with our tribal princess, but maybe we could have an elder princess. Maybe we could have 3. The more the merrier. Gracie's for it. That's all I've got to say.
Thank you. It's a good idea. Is there any other discussion about the motion that's currently on the floor?
Hello? My opinion is that the age limit should remain, and I think that is a signal to our up-and-coming youth, girls, and also if a young lady is fortunate to carry the title, I think that a part of our princess qualities is to show humility and strength, and to want to pass that on to someone else and not to carry it forward and remain in kind of, If we had no one else running, maybe there'd be an exception. But I myself believe we have enough young, qualified Quapaw ladies that we don't have to have repeaters.
Thank you. Is there any further discussion about the motion that's currently on the floor? Any further discussion? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and call for the question. We're going to go ahead and do a clicker on this one. So number 1 will be yes to rescind the age limits and term limits for the tribal princess. Number 2 will be no to not change it, to leave it as it sits, as it was created last year. And then 3 will be abstaining. You might have to turn your clickers back on. It's been a minute since we've used them. So on your mark, as soon as they get it going, we'll do a drawing here in a minute too.
Yeah, you have to clarify.
Okay, there we go. The question is now up and it's ready for your vote. Let's go ahead and do a drawing. The next drawing that we're going to do is from our environmental department. And it is children's drinks. Stay hydrated from the environmental department. And our ticket number for that is 155-6335. 155-6335. Woohoo! We got a winner. Congratulations. Got the children drink Stay Hydrated basket. Next, let's do one more basket. This one is from the OLC. What is that? What's the theme? I'm not sure on the theme on this one, but I'm going to guess it's something to do with children. The number for it is 155-6371. Woohoo! I love it when we have winners off the bat. Looks like people are still getting their votes in. Let's go ahead and do one more drawing. We've got 4 more baskets left. The next ticket, 155-6045. This is from our higher education department, and it's a picnic basket. 155-6045. Hey, winner, congratulations. Election committee, is it slowing down over there on the clickers, on the tallying? We'll give it 1 more minute and we're going to go ahead and close the vote. We'll give you 60 more seconds. don't think it's clicking anymore. I think we're there. Okay, election committee, let's go ahead and put a stop on it and see where the motion landed. And the motion failed. The results were 108 yes, 215 no, and 23 abstaining for 346 votes on that last round. Okay. Does anybody else have anything for open forum?
While
Ms.
we're on
Heather
the topic of
Dismuke. Sorry, where are we at?
princesses.
Virginia Mouse, is that you speaking?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
While we're on the topic of princesses, I would like to make a motion to have a princess sorority. Many other tribes have princess sororities, and they honor their present and past tribal princesses. So maybe on Quapaw night, they could parade in with the current princess.
Okay, so we have a motion from Virginia Mouse to create a princess sorority for our tribal princesses during the powwow. We're gonna, do we have a second for that motion? We have a second by Ms. Schock. Let's get that motion up on the screen so everybody can see it, and then we can move into discussion. And the motion was to create a princess sorority.
To create a princess sorority, and maybe, since we don't parade in on Quapaw night, maybe have a song to honor those young ladies. Well, what's the, I mean.
To be honored during the Quapaw annual powwow?
There you go. And once we create a sorority, then we can, you know, add more details later, but we have to approve it first.
Bonnie, are you okay with that second on that wording there? Okay. Okay, so we have a motion to create a princess sorority to be honored during the annual Quapaw powwow, and we have a second. Now we're going to open it up for discussion. Is there any discussion on the matter? Any discussion? One more time for discussion. We're calling for the question. Should we do voice vote or clicker? We don't have an abstention. We try voice vote? No. Okay, let's give this one a voice vote since there was no discussion on it. All those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, please say no. Any abstentions? That was kind of close, so we're going to click it up. Give us just a minute. Election committee, can you please put that on the ballot, the clickers? We're going to go ahead and do one more drawing while we're waiting on the election to get set up here on the screen. Our next basket was donated on behalf of the business committee, and it is an ice cream themed social basket. Yeah, it looks pretty good and tasty. The winner for this one is 1556597. Ice Cream Social, 1556597. $6597. Okay, let's draw again. Coupon number 1556531. 1556531. one that need help with their clickers. Oh, they don't have it going yet. All right, third time's a charm here. It's not going to work yet. And your clickers won't work until they get the question up there, so it's going to be just a few more minutes. Okay, no winner. We're going to try it again. Thumbs up for what now? Okay, there we go. There's the question. Okay, to create a princess sorority to be honored during the annual Quapaw powwow. 1 for yes, 2 for no, 3 for abstaining. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and call this number. 155-6262. 155-6262. Okay. All right, try it again. We're on number 4 now. 155-6157. 155-6157. Keep going. Yeah. All right, how about this one? 155-6639. 155-6639. We got a winner in the back. Congratulations. Ice cream social basket from the business committee. We didn't see them. We'll give it about 60 more seconds on this vote, and then we'll stop the timer. Okay, election committee, can you go ahead and stop the clock and see what our results are? All right, there you go, Miss Mouse. Congratulations on your motion for passing. We have 171 for yes, 143 for no, and 28 for abstaining. We're looking forward to that next year. Next, we're going to recognize Miss Heather Dismuke.
Good afternoon. I'm going to make your day one of the most beautiful days. I make a motion to adjourn for the day.
We have a motion to adjourn. Do we have a second? Got a second. All right, all those in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. Any abstention? Meeting adjourned. We're going to go ahead and do 2 more baskets as you guys are walking out, though, so we can get rid of them. Oh, yeah, we got to do benediction in 2 baskets. I'm going to make it quick. Let's make it 155-6283. 155-6283. It's a grill from our Food Sovereignty and Cattle Company. Grilling themed basket. How about 155-6072?